Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Inhabit Mars channel. Tonight we're going to take a look at two different images tonight. One is by find by Thomas Jensen, and you can usually find him over on the Mars X3D channel. He's also got his own page, which is right here, at spacelinktv.org. You can check them out. And this first one we're going to look at is what he's calling the vase. And I believe that this is a vase, and there's probably two more at least that I've found in this image. So let's take a look at these tonight. All right, so this, like I say, was a find by Thomas Michael Schroder Jensen, and this is pretty good. In fact, if you go to his spacelinktv.org, you'll actually find a description and comparison pictures and everything. So I won't go too much into that, but I'll leave a link to his page. The other one, which I forgot to mention in the intro, was this right here. And this thing is pretty interesting in itself. And I'm going to tell you what I think it is. But let's start with the vase first, or vase, however you pronounce it. So if you come over here in this Gigapan, yeah, you can see that. It's somewhere right in here. It's on the right side, and we're gonna go zoom, zoom, zoom. Did I go too far? It's somewhere on this right side. Finding it is fun, but it's at the bottom. And okay, whoops, there it is. All right, so it's right here at the bottom of the Gigapan. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. Is, by the way, a Gigapan by Neville Thompson. If you look under Gigapan or Gigamacro, he generally goes by Pencil Nev on here. That's how you can find him on the Gigapan pages, all right? He does an excellent job. I think I've mentioned that about 1,000 times, but I do like his work. Okay. So that's as close as I can get on here. Before I go to the screen caps and the ones that I've just add a little contrast, try to bump up the resolution a little bit, I want to show you in this Gigapan. We're going to go about the highest point on here, and it's to the left of this. I'm pretty sure I found two more of these. Now, they're not as clear, but they pretty much have the shape. That's as close as I can get. But this right here looks like another vase. You can see the round top, and this one's got a bigger opening on it at the top. And then there's actually one more. Hopefully I find it. I think this was it right here. It seems to have more of the, like the first vase that we looked at. It has more of that shape, although you're looking more directly on it than an angle, because on the original one we could see the top. And this may not be, and this might be something behind it. but it kind of looks like a handle on this one. But the basic shape is there, and it's behind something else. So I don't know if these two are, but I just wanted to point those out. All right, so this is our vase right here. I'm going to try to keep out of the way of this. Is this the enhanced image? Let me see. Let me go back and see if I can grab. Oh, I never. Darn. Okay, no, that's fine. Because we can see it in the model too. But you can see the top of this thing right here. And this one actually looks like it's got a lid on it. Now, that one I showed you is farther to the left. Doesn't look like it. But this does look like a vase. And it's even got some patterns in it. Let me show you real quick in here what this thing, what it seems to look like. So what I did was I took and I took the outline of the shape that we could see, and this is the bottommost image. So the rover actually cut off the vase from the image. Everything here was like on the ridge closer to you, and then this is kind of a valley that drops off behind you. But this is what I came up with on this shape, and you can see this pattern starting over here. It's like a darkened part is all, and you can see this a little bit in the image. I don't know if it's a pattern or damage to it or what, but this is like what I came up with on here. And I added a little noise to the texture is all. But it looks pretty good straight on. Now, if you flip it around to the back, the texture is going to break up real bad. So we're not going to spin it too much here. There's just not enough texture to use, and I used every bit on this one that I could use, and then the rest of it just trying to fill in. But it seems to have sort of like top to it. I don't know what it's made out of, but that's kind of what it looks like. And it's, you can see it doesn't come all the way up to the top. But I'm guessing it would have a handle or something where you set this in. It's probably broken off or something. But yeah, you can definitely see that in here. Oop, so that is that one. And like I say, those other two, I don't know if they're vases or not, but you know, this one we could definitely tell looked like a vase by the shape of it. All right. So that's that. Now I'm going to show you what else I've been working on here. And this was a find. Now I got to find it because they're both on the same page. Hold on, I missed it. There we go. Okay, so let's go back here. And this was back on October 21st. The next one was found on October 25th. Let me get to it. Just bear with me for a second here. All right. Right there's our cell phone that we that was found by Bob Friedman. Okay, it's right somewhere up here, unless I passed it. I don't think I did. Of course I won't find it now, but I have screen caps if I don't. October 25th, here we are. Okay, so this was found by Lazlo Szabolics, and he's pretty prevalent on here too. Interesting object. Nobody really... I can't remember. I think somebody had an idea of what it might be in the comments, but I don't remember. But it definitely doesn't look like a natural rock. And here is where I cleaned up the image some. It's still not going to be crystal clear. Oh, shoot. Sorry. There we go. Let me go back. My apologies. Okay. So this was found by Lazlo Szabolics. And like I say, he posted this on October 25th. And I've had both of these. These are two that I wanted to get out last week, but I didn't. But I don't think anybody really came up with a good idea of what it could be. But I'm going to tell you what I think it is. Once again, this is just my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. It could just be a weird rock. But it really looks like there's metal in here. Now I can show you the enhanced. So this is what I did. I cleaned it up a good bit. Tried to up the resolution as much as possible. And you can see this one is like round. This is like a round cylinder. This is a square right here. You can see a part sticking out. This one's more of a square. You can kind of see the square edges on it. But just from the light fall off, you can see that this one is more rounded. You see the light, how it falls off on the edges, like something's curved and the light's not hitting it direct. All right. So, once again, this is just a guess, but this is what I thought it might be. Something like a beta video recorder from like the 1980s. That's kind of the shape. Well, it is a shape it has, and it actually fits on this pretty well. I mean, the lens is like a straight lens, if it's a lens. And the handle is, this one is a little more angled down. But I remember these things in the 80s, and when I saw this image of this thing, that was the first thing that came to my mind. I thought, that does kind of look like this would be the handle that you hold, and you had the, I think it was on top. I can't remember. It was many, many years ago, back in the 80s. God, almost 50 years, 40 to 45 years. 'Cause I think it came out in the mid 80s. Might have been closer to the late 80s when these came out. But you can see there's like a window or something right here. You can see this piece sticking out here. So I think that's what it is. And let me show you what that looks like in our model. Don't say this one. Okay. So now let me switch back to Blender. Okay, so this thing, the shape of it pretty much fits. I'm going to move this plane up. And once again, I'm definitely not trying to tell you what this thing is, just kind of what it looks like. And this is what it reminded me of. There it is underneath. And it pretty well fit on there. You can see, not quite as well in my Blender model, but you could see that there's like a window right here. And we can go back to this image. So it's something right here. It could just be damaged. Could just be a weird rock and it's damaged right here. But what about this piece is sticking up here? I don't know. So let's go back to our Blender model. Alright. So this is the shape that this thing kind of has. And I'm going to show you as best I can everything. Okay. So I put an actual texture on this one, I didn't try to stretch the texture over it. It probably would have fit, but it's just way too low res to really see. So I just made a texture, and it kind of looks like this piece is raised up in the image, and there's this part that's angled down here, if you could see this. All right, and I'm gonna show you that real quick. And I'm gonna have to show you on the image. Let's go back to the image. See that line right there? It's barely there, but it is there. You can see that line. It kind of looks like it's raised up. Can't guarantee it. And there actually looks like a battery right here on the back. It's hard to see, and I did try bringing this out a little more. But here's the bottom of it. You can see that darkened part right there. And it's sitting on the back of this, just like this right here. Y'all are going to get dizzy going back and forth. But in that, at least it looks pretty close, if not, I wouldn't say exact, but it's pretty close on to what this looks like in the image. And there's that little knob right there sticking out. Now, if this is a video camera, then the viewfinder, at least if Martians are right-handed predominantly, like most humans are. I'm not. I'm left-handed. But you would think the viewfinder would be on this side. So I don't know what this is. Maybe that's the microphone. I don't know. But that's what that kind of looks like. Oh, I actually put glass on the front too. You're not going to see through it because I have faces on the inside of that too. But there you go. That's what that looks like. So let me know what you think. Maybe I'm way off. Maybe that's not what this thing is. I don't know. Everybody's got their opinions, and nobody's wrong and nobody's right. That's what it kind of looks like to me when you look at it. You see that glass right there. You kind of see that battery right there. You can see that this part's sticking out. It actually has a shadow that matches the angle of the rest of the shadows. I believe that is actually sticking up based on the shadowing and everything. So let me know. Maybe I'm way off. Maybe it's not. But you guys have a good evening, and we will see you on the next one. And if you can, don't forget to hit that like button, and feel free to share this with whoever you want. And you guys have a great weekend.